These are the Chat City interviews from 103.2 Preston FM.
Listeners, you're a University Honorary Fellow and Community Engagement. Is that right?
Yeah, Engagement Ambassador, yeah. Nice title, isn't it?
It certainly is. I like particularly the Engagement Ambassador. That has a lovely ring to it.
It certainly does, doesn't it? Yeah, it certainly does.
So, Russell, tell us about the event that Uclan then have been asked to get involved with.
Certainly. Now, it's not a brilliant line on your side, but can you hear me clearly?
Yes, you're coming across
That's
quite fine
so
at the moment.
If I kind of start answering the wrong questions, you'll know why. I didn't quite hear them. But first of all, and I'll have to thank one person, and that's Helen Butler. Helen brought it to my attention at an event in the Uclan Media Factory, part of a Northern Lights event, which I attend every month. They have a meeting each month for their sort of enterprise business associates. And Helen stood up. She'd given a presentation, actually, and she talked a little bit about 1 billion rising with an amazing amount of passion, Hughie. I mean, tears in her eyes. And she said last year was the first year they'd held it, and she had a small group of dancers that came, but she wanted to make a difference in Preston. So I approached her afterwards. I invited her to come and see me in my office in the Lancashire Business School, and she poured her heart out and told me about Eva Ensler and the amazing work that she's been doing, and how that she would like to sort of host this on a grander scale. Now, I'd already invited Helen to join the Creative Communities group that I chair with Rod Dubois-Marshall, our Pro-Vice-Chancellor. He's director at Lead, because of her work in the community, and she was very keen to join us. And, of course, this was an event that she put on our radar as something that the CCG might be interested in supporting. I've got to mention at this point that my good friend Carl Crompton, the 2012 Guild Mayor, was also involved in conversations. And initially, and I'm delighted to say the council were very keen for us to actually hold it in the centre of Preston. But we had problems with that because it's a Friday and we have the law courts and the businesses. And as you can imagine, being a dance event, quite loud. So it's going to be there next year, which is a Saturday. So this year, we approached the university, and I'm delighted to say that they very kindly offered us the Tom Finney Sports Centre.
Right, so it's going to be at the Tom Finney Sports Centre, and it's on the 14th of February, that's right, isn't it?
14th, it's Valentines Day, and it's actually called V-Day. It's actually been going for 16 years, but 1 in a billion was actually first globally attended last year.
Right, and it's from noon to 1 p.m.
It starts at 12 o'clock, 12 noon. We'd like people to come down about 11:30. And the Sir Tom Finney is actually at the back of the Foster building. And we've got the main sports hall between 12 and 1. People can come along on the day. They don't need to register, just turn up. And we've got a dance instructor. Helen will be there. They go into the actual dance moves. Quite a simple dance. It's something you do solo, stood up. We'll have to tell people in advance that we are going to film this, because a 5-minute clip of it does get loaded to the global 1 in a billion website.
Right. and it is also men, isn't it? We're calling on women and men, that's right, isn't it?
Well, we've actually got an organisation coming that's Men Against Violence Against Women. So it's actually a men's group that actually stand and support and raise awareness of violence against women. They're coming as well. So it's a mixture of men and women dancing, all ages. We've got staff dancing alongside students, so It's going to be a fabulous turnout.
Yes, it sounds like that. And as you say, it's going to be uploaded. And across the world, there's going to be other uploads from what's happening worldwide, because these statistics are really...
Last year, Hughie, 206 countries took part, and it was the biggest global event of its time in human history. So we're hoping to beat that.
Right. And
now, I've also got a couple of things to add that are of great interest. Before I do thank one or two people, I don't know if you watched The Voice on Saturday night.
Yes.
Well, we've been supporting a young singer-songwriter called Joe Keegan.
Right.
Joe actually danced at the end with Will.i.am, because he is an international dancer as well as a singer-songwriter.
That's right, yes.
Joe's coming along on the day. He's going to dance with us. He'll bring his guitar as well. We're going to film him. So before Joe hits the big time, your listeners will have a chance to come and actually meet him.
Wow, it sounds as though it's going to be a really good event, but knowing all the...
And I must at this point thank a couple of people, because this event would never have happened without certainly two people. One, our VC, Jerry Callagher, that's very supportive of the Creative Communities Group, and our Pro Vice-Chancellor, Rod Dubrow-Marshall. He's been my directorate lead on the CCG since 2012 when we started. But the sad news is, and I'll use this now as an opportunity, Rod is actually leaving Uclan. He leaves us at the end of the month, and he becomes Deputy VC of Derby University. So he will stay on the CCG because it is a pan-university group, and he'll be on the CCG representing Derby, but we will be losing him from Uclan. And also Martin Baines, the manager of Sir Tom Finney, and Andy Coverdale, they've been amazing because it took a lot to actually get this all organised.
Right. And Russell, will you be dancing, Russell?
Well, unfortunately, with my disability that you've seen, I do walk with a stick, so I am the walking wounded. I'll actually be cheering people along, but we hope to see you down there on the day, Hughie, with your lycra on. Accompanied by Dave Chambers. And at that point, again, a fabulous thank you to Preston FM. There isn't an event at Uclan that you guys don't cover, and you're always our first choice when it comes to local media.
You just know how to say the right things to me, Russell.
Well, I've been in your studio. You're quite terrifying.
So we
you're
need
a pussycat, really, Hughie.
We need to remind everybody this is certainly a brilliant cause, because, as we said, 1 in 3 women on the planet will be raped or beaten in her lifetime, and that is 1 billion women. So we need to all make our voice known. So this is happening this Friday, 14th of February, 12 noon to 1 p.m, and it's the Sir Tom Finney Sports Centre. Just tell us again, Russell, where that is.
If you make your way to the Foster building at Uclan, that's the old Preston Poly, where the big car park is, and basically you walk in it, straight down the corridor and out at the back, and across a very small car park, and you'll see the brand new multi-million-pound sports centre. It's actually on Marsh Lane, but it's not easy accessible that way. For many reasons, they're doing some bridge work, and Marsh Lane's one way. But if you're coming by foot, you can certainly walk right through the university and out the back. Or you could drive around the back of the Forensic Science Unit down Leighton Street and get to it that way.
Okay. And
if anybody wants to contact me, I'll give you a mobile number if you want, Hughie.
Please.
It's 079 404 55714, and my email address is rhogarth, all one word, rhogarth1, and that's the number 1, not O-N-E, at uclan.ac.uk. But you've got my contact details at the station anyway.
Yeah, and once again, this is all about people power, isn't it? People coming together to raise their voices, and in this case, to raise their feet.
That's right. It's a fabulous opportunity to stand united with other people around the world, and I think that's amazing. Looking at the website, they're doing the same thing in China, Russia, Mexico, Canada, throughout Europe. We are probably the biggest event in the Northwest, certainly in Lancashire anyway. Apologies if anybody else is out there doing the same thing. A lot of events in London. Boris Johnson, the Mayor, is going to be there dancing. A lot of events around the capital, certainly in Manchester, Liverpool. So yeah, we won't be alone, and I think it's unique for everybody to do the same thing on the same day. Okay.
Russell, as always, a pleasure to talk to you.
And you too, Hughie. Thanks for the time. Much appreciated to Preston FM and your lovely listeners.
Okay, and see you soon. See you, Russell. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye now.
Thanks for listening to our podcasts. But don't forget, Chat City is live weekdays from 10 till noon on 103.2 Preston FM.